What's good, everybody? It's your boy D coming back at you with another video. And this video here is all about someone actually asked me about 2 days ago, what do I think about Dead or Alive 6 and am I going to be getting the game? Now before I get into that, I do have to say as a whole, I do love the Dead or Alive franchise. Dead or Alive 2 is one of my top 10 best fighting game titles of all time. It was one of my favorite games back when it was released for the Dreamcast, and then there was Dead or Alive 3. So all in all, I do love the Dead or Alive franchise. So this is not going to be any type of rant video or anything like that, because I do like the franchise as a whole. But when the person asked me, I already knew how I felt about Dead or Alive 6 when I was watching the trailers and stuff. So this is just me explaining why I'm going to pass on Dead or Alive 6. Now I have been paying close attention to what's going on with Dead or Alive 6, and I have to say I am impressed with what the game has going for it. You know, the game looks phenomenal. It looks fast, it looks fluid, and pretty much, you know, that's always how it's been with Dead or Alive games. You know, Dead or Alive games have always been, you know, the fastest 3D fighting games. You know, so that's not changed about Dead or Alive 6. So like, you know, seeing the trailers and seeing footage, you know, online and stuff like that, you know, I'm impressed what I see about Dead or Alive 6. But the conclusion that I came to is me wanting to pass up on the game is because the last few Dead or Alive titles, or Final Round not included, but like Dead or Alive 4, the Dead or Alive 5 Ultimate and all that, those last few titles, they haven't really been you know, been gaining my interest as far as being determined and being engaged in the game. And what I mean by that is that when I had purchased Dead or Alive 4 back for the Xbox 360, I found myself putting the game down like a week and a half afterwards. The game did not drive me. I didn't have any real motivation to keep playing the game. It was just one of those, you know, I picked up the game, skimmed through it just to see the ending movies, and that was it. Like, the lack of depth and all of that just made me put the game down quickly. And the same can be said with the original Dead or Alive 5 as well as Final Round. Although they were great games, they're great games, but the problem that I had with these last few Dead or Alive titles is these Dead or Alive titles haven't been pulling me like, you know, a couple of other fighting game titles would. Games such as a Mortal Kombat or a Tekken or a Virtua Fighter or what have you hasn't been pulling me that way. So the reason why I came to the conclusion of passing on Dead or Alive 6, when I first seen the first couple of trailers, although I was impressed by what I seen, it was the same feeling. It just didn't pull me, it didn't strive me to be, you know, engaged in it. And I just knew right then and there, if I were to buy this game at launch, I wasn't going to be dedicated to the game as far as mastering it, being the best I can be. It was probably going to be another one of those, you know what, let's pick up this game, skim through it, let's just see characters, ending movies, let's just see good combos, and then that was it. So, you know, it started to make me think, even though, you know, I like the game for what it is, Dead or Alive 6 looks great, I'm pretty sure it's going to sell a couple of million. It's going to be successful, no doubt about it. It's going to show up in tournaments. But as far as I'm concerned is, you know, I'm at a point where what's the point of purchasing a game when I know deep down that I am just not going to pay any type of attention to the game as far as longevity and as far as really just, you know, getting better and mastering the game. So I'm looking at it like, you know, while I like Dead or Alive 6, I like it for what it is. If I really wanted to watch Dead or Alive 6, you know, that's what we got the internet for, instead of just buying a game at launch and just not paying any type of attention to it, probably putting it down a week later. You feel what I'm saying? And another reason why I decided to pass on Dead or Alive 6, even though this reason may be a little bit unfair, I understand. I think it may also be like release timing. As of right now, I know it got delayed, but still the release timing, man, it's just so many fighting games that are being released around this time of the year. You know, you got games like a Mortal Kombat, you got games like Samurai Showdown, two games which in fact that I already made up my mind I'm going to be getting at launch, and I'm going to, you know, have some dedication to those games. So while I know that's unfair to Dead or Alive 6, release timing can also be a thing, but it also just goes back to, you know, when I look at Dead or Alive 6, it just doesn't pull me in like other fighting games would. But I will say this, for the Dead or Alive franchise fans and for people that are going to get Dead or Alive 6, I can tell you this, Dead or Alive 6 is going to be a mammoth. It's going to be a masterpiece. It looks great, plays great. Dead or Alive is still one of the fastest fighting games out there. It's just with me is, this is the only thing with me is the game just does not arouse my dedication as far as probably playing it a couple of years down the road. That's what I seen when I first saw the trailers, and that's how it's been for me for the last few Dead or Alive titles. No knock against the game at all. I like the game. It's just, I just know deep down inside I'm just not going to be playing this game like I would play any other fighting game that has been released probably in the last year or so. So for those of you that are dedicated to Dead or Alive and are going to get Dead or Alive 6, man, go and get the game, because the game is tight. The game is killer. So that's what I was explaining to the person that asked me about what I felt about Dead or Alive 6, and I'm going to be getting a game. I told him exactly that. I'm going to pass on it because the game just does not arouse my dedication for it. So that's my explanation on why I won't be getting Dead or Alive 6, and I'm going to be passing on it. Now make no mistake about it, when I say this, you know, I don't mean it to where like I'm totally just not going to play the game. Like, you know, if I go to an offline gathering or a local gathering or something like that, you know, I'll check the game out, I'll try the game, I'll play the game. It's just as far as, you know, just getting the game at launch, you know, right now, it's just like, you know, I just felt like, you know, just go ahead and pass on it. I don't have the dedication for it. What's the point when I'm not going to pay any attention to it like that? You feel what I'm saying? But I'm still going to check out the game. I'm still going to play the game when, you know, the opportunity presents itself. So like I said before, Dead or Alive 6 is going to be great. It's just I'm going to pass up on it. Show some love for the video. Also, you know, you can check me out on Twitter. The link to my Twitter page is in the description box below. Also, you know, if you got time, subscribe to my channel. Check out all my other content if you got time. Other than that, this is your boy D. See y'all in the next video. I am out. Peace.